Welcome back, everybody. We've got the Swami thermo indicators up here, and this is only about half of them. And I think we're just going to focus on the top two for now. Then if we have time, we'll move on to these later in later videos, okay? And of course the other studies. Now let's just go up here and look at your other thermo studies. All right, now all of these are ones that are going to have similar, looks to this, okay? So for now, we're just going to work with a couple of them, go out and explore them on your own. They're very fun to play with. All right, so let's get rid of this one, and we'll get rid of this one. We'll hit apply for now, okay? Now, it's fairly easy to read, red, green, but you do have sometimes where it gets difficult to read, it gets kind of wavy, and you're really not sure. So let's go in here and play with this just a little bit. All right, now take it out of thermo mode. That might help you a lot first off, all right? So take both of those out of thermo mode. All right, now look at what you see. You've got head and shoulders patterns, you've got dips, you've got cup and handles. You're able to see things that you weren't able to see before, all right? Now, this is a very interesting way that these chart out, but they do seem to move very well in the direction, in price action. Looks like we can identify some good dips, okay? And you can see the full trend. All right. So each one of these is going to be different. It's going to show its information in a different way. We'll have to decide if it's useful for us. Okay, and this is about where that trend ended, and then it just kind of fell off. Okay. But not everything, so let's get rid of that one for now. All right, and we'll just work with the intraday Fisher. Okay. Come out to a daily chart. Now you see this big dip in November. I remember when this happened, and I talked about that a lot in my previous videos. Okay. And then we had this trend. We had a dip in the trend, and then it rode back up. Looks like we had another dip. We'll see what happens. All right, but maybe we want to see this information a little differently. Now, earlier, I used these little squares. And that was very, very neat. I liked the way that looked because it gave it a bit of a parabolic type of movement. Okay. So let's check out some other stock here. Let's check out NEO. Okay. J hook and swing up. Drop, swing, drop. What's next? Okay. Oh. All right. Now, let's pull up a couple more of those Swami indicators. All right. Here we go. All right. Now, let's go with, you've got intraday volume, volatility, Swami predict. Okay. Let's go with this one. And intraday Fisher. Let's go with the impulse, intraday volume. Now, how does that look? I think that looks pretty good. Now, this, what is it, Ligare trend? All right. Now, there is the RSI, say, Ligare. Let's see here. And we might be in strategies here for that. No? Here we are. Now that is the other one that could be related to this one in a way. So we're about to find that out. Now, reading this chart here, this is fairly easy to read. This is fairly easy to read. But this one here, this Swami intraday volume, I don't know if that's so easy to read. So let's find out what happens when we get on a lower time frame. Okay, how that works. Okay, I'm not so familiar about this, but it's all right. We're going to change it around. See how else we can read that data. That way we can understand it. All right, I understand that. Okay. So we can see how price will react to each one of these, let's just say pops and then a swoop and drop. It just kind of seems like this has been the consistent movement. Doesn't mean that has to continue, but it does seem to be pretty consistent. Okay. And maybe we'll do the same thing for these other ones. Okay. But there is another way that we can look at this. Okay. Now that will certainly give you an interesting view of the data. All right. So let's check out what these other two have in store for us. All right. Now this one here, it just picks up the big trends, you know, right off. Okay. This one seems to pick up, okay, intraday movements, you know, or, well, intra-monthly. So if you're looking for monthly dips, seems like you'll find them, and we are in one. Looks like we're about to recover out of it, given what this indicator has to tell us. Okay. And that is the intraday Fisher. Now we can put that back over to our regular line graph just for a second. Okay, and we can see how this one dips. Kind of as this one, but this one's a little more touchy, it seems. Okay, so let's take that intraday Fisher again. Change it over to these bars. We'll hit OK. We'll hit apply. All right. Isn't that an interesting look? All right. So it looks like we can count on a above zero, below zero type of pattern here. All right, and it seems yeah, you could make some really interesting scans with this. All right. Looks like all of these are based on the same 1, -1, and 0. Okay. And it seems like your trend really starts to happen when it goes above 0. Okay. Looks like these are your longer swing trades here. And we're able to see that with these thermo indicators. All right, let's see what else we can find. Yeah, certainly when you're looking for the dip, let's see what that is on the SPY. Okay. This does catch a big dip right there. Okay. So let's get rid of the intraday volume. And what do we still have up here? It's their market mode. And let's get rid of this demonstration. Relative performance. Okay, let's check it out. Isn't that interesting? Okay. So we'll take our market mode out of thermo mode. How interesting. And gives you a dip and a time to buy to get in, a dip, a dip, a dip, a dip, a dip, a dip. Wonderful. I like the way that gives out that information. Okay, now let's see if we can do the same thing to this one. Okay, you sure can. Now let's see how that works against something like Tesla. Does it work? Well, they sure do work. All right, so there's more than one way we can use these thermo indicators. I like this big M shape in this thermo indicator here. That's kind of funny. What did Mr. Musk do that on purpose? It'd be funny if it just spelled out Elon in here. They couldn't do that. Okay, so let's see what this... oh, okay, now this is going against the SPY. I see. All right. Let's take that out of thermo mode. We'll hit apply and see how that looks. Oh, wow. What an interesting looking thing. All right. And yes, I could still see using this for some sort of trend indication or, you know, dip buying opportunity. So keep that in mind. Okay, Swami intraday pulse. So let's get rid of our relative performance here because that's not as important. Let's see if we can get through the rest of these real quick. All right, the swing wave, volatility. All right, hit apply. What do we got here? Let's see how that one plays out because that's got some really interesting coloring too. I like it. Get rid of our thermo mode. We'll hit OK. We'll hit apply. Oh, get rid of our thermo mode. Maybe it ain't having it. says nope, no way. Okay, Swami volatility. So let's get rid of this one. Okay. And Swami volume. All right. And let's adjust that a little bit. All right. Now we could look for discrepancies. That might show us some good signals, or look where they agree with each other. You never know where you're going to find that big piece of data that really shows off, oh, there's that thing you've been looking for. So, come through and, see if you find this information useful. I find some of this useful for looking for the dips and whatnot, but overall, the market mode, I think, is more useful than the Swami volume currently. Now, that may not be true on a lower time scale, okay? All right, and the intraday pulse. Now, that certainly is an interesting one. And let's make that yellow. I like seeing all the different colors, but that darker blue, I want to lighten that up just a color or two. It's almost just too dark. Perfect, I like that. Pops out very nicely. Now I like this setup. Now we're going to call this our new Thermo setup. New Thermo 4, because there are 1 through 3. All right. So if you like this setup, you like the information it gives out, and if you want me to share this particular study, hit that like button, subscribe, come over to Patreon, support the channel, and I will see you in the next video.